He's there, sir.
Huh?
He is there.
One is there. I'll talk to him. Where is he?
Asdeep Manwani, I made him the co-host.
Yeah, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, yes, Professor Rajdeep. Good morning.
Good
We will
morning.
start here.
Do you want me to? I'll just switch on my video and see if the glare is too much of 1 minute, Pratik.
Okay.
I'll just put it on.
Yeah, please.
Yes, I think the glare.
Fine. Backside.
Too much glare, huh?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, 1 minute. I'll switch. He'll just close the window or the door.
That window also.
Is it okay now, or you want?
I'll send you the link. I'll send you through email so you can, follow it. Students are joining. Okay, number is increasing slowly, steadily.
My friend to take 500. He had up to 100. I told him this month we'll keep it 500.
Because we have to admit, we have to give permission because the students are there in waiting room.
Yeah. Or giving permission, sir?
Yeah, I'm giving permission. I'm not familiar with this thing. We have not given something like open access kind of thing.
No, they have to give a passcode, no? So you can open the waiting room. They can, whoever wants, they can join in.
Okay.
Anyway, we have given a passcode, right? Unless they have the passcode, they cannot come in, right?
Okay.
So you disable the waiting room.
Can be open, right?
You can disable the waiting room, sir.
Okay, let me check, sir. In meeting 220, waiting how many are there? 10. Okay, I'll admit them. No, how to open this one? Telsa Miki.
They will be in the meetings tab. The current meeting, you can disable waiting room.
Oh, let me check, sir. Telsa Miki. Chudandi. Okay, more. Assignment. Let participant choose room. Rather. Okay. రావట్లేదా గూగుల్ చేసి చూడండి హౌ టు ఇది హౌ టు రిమూవ్ దిస్ చాట్ కూడా పెట్టండి because for the first time we are operating this thing, sir.
So you want me to disable the waiting room, sir?
Yes, sir. Please.
Yes, if you can. Please.
Okay, just 1 minute. I'll just call my son. Pratyush, just come here. Just disable the waiting room, no? You know what to do.
Sir, also please enable the chat box.
Also enable the chat box.
I disabled waiting room.
He disabled the waiting room. Are there people coming in now?
No, there are still 9 members are there, sir.
I think so. You have to disable, sir.
240 people are there.
Are people still in the waiting room?
No, they come. 241.
Now they're coming in without Now they're coming in without that, sir.
But there are still people.
Now it is ready. Yes. Now it has gone.
Yeah.
Chat box, sir. Chat box.
Just enable the chat box.
Wait. Just a second. Enable chat box.
Shall we start then?
Chat box, there's no option for that.
I think so. If they type, they will get the chat box, no?
Okay. Chat. Yes. Here it is there.
Can chat with no one. Okay. Participant can chat with everybody.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. It is activated.
No, once we type, it will be activated. That is what. Okay, however, not an issue.
They have to disable. I have disabled meeting room.
But chat box.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, it's enabled. The chat box is enabled, sir.
Okay. Yeah. We will start, sir. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Good morning, friends. So hope all of you are doing well at home. So today we have Professor Rajdeep Mamani, sir, from Jain University, Bengaluru. Okay, sir. The program goes like this. we have a dedication. Every session would be dedicated to an unsung hero.
Oh, wonderful.
So after that, your introduction will be going on.
Okay.
Then session will be handed over to you.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, sir. So now I invite my colleague Dr. Raj Shekhar to do the dedication of this particular session. Okay, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
Raj Shekhar.
Thank you, Dr. Veeresh Kumar, sir. Good morning, Professor Rajdeep Manwani, sir, and also all the participants. Very good morning to you all. Now, as usual, today we are going to dedicate our session to Vinoba Bhave. I'm going to share the screen, show some of his pictures. Right. So Vinayaka Narahari, known as Vinoba Bhave, was born on 11th September 1895 in a small village called Gagoji in Kolaba in Konkan region of what is now Maharashtra. Vinayaka was the eldest son of Narahari Shambhu Rao and Rukmini Devi. The couple had 5 children, 4 sons named Vinayaka, Balakrishna, Shivaji and Dattatreya, and 1 daughter. His father was a trained weaver with a rationalist modern outlook and worked in Baroda. Vinayaka was brought up by his grandfather Shambhu Rao Bhave and was greatly influenced by his mother Rukmini Devi, a religious woman from Karnataka. Vinayaka was highly inspired after reading the Bhagavad Gita at a very young age. Bhave was an Indian advocate of non-violence and human rights, often called Acharya. He is best known for Bhudan movement. He is considered as a national teacher of India and the spiritual successor of Mohandas Gandhi. He was an eminent philosopher. The Gita has also been translated into Marathi language by him with the name as Gita, means Mother Gita. A report in the newspapers about Gandhi's speech at the newly founded Benares Hindu University attracted Bhave's attention. In the year 1918, on his way to Bombay to appear for the intermediate examination, Bhave threw his school and college certificates into a fire. Bhave took the decision after reading the piece of writing in the newspaper written by Mahatma Gandhi. He wrote a letter to Gandhi, and after an exchange of letters, Gandhi advised Bhave to come for a personal meeting at Pokrab Ashram in Ahmedabad. Bhave met Gandhi on 7th June 1916 and subsequently abandoned his studies. Bhave participated with keen interest in the activities at Gandhi's ashram, like teaching, studying, spinning, and improving the life of the community. His involvement with Gandhi's constructive programs related to khadi, village industries, new education, sanitation, and hygiene also kept on increasing. Bhave went to Wardha on 8th April 1921 to take charge of the ashram as desired by Gandhi. In 1923, he brought out Maharashtra Dharma, a Marathi monthly which had his essays on the Upanishads. Later on, this monthly became a weekly and continued for 3 years. In 1925, he was sent by Gandhi to Vaikom in Kerala to supervise the entry of the Harijans to the temple. On 18th April 1951, Bhave started his land donation movement at Pochampalli of Nalgonda district, Telangana, the Bhudan movement. He took donated land from landowner Indians and gave it away to the poor and landless for them to cultivate. Then after 1954, he started to ask for donations of whole villages in a program he called Gram Dan. He got more than 1,000 villages by way of donations. Out of these, he obtained 175 donated villages in Tamil Nadu alone. Noted Gandhian and atheist, Lavanam was the interpreter for Bhave during his land reform movement in Andhra Pradesh and parts of Orissa. Bhave spent the later part of his life at his Brahma Vidya Mandir ashram in Paunar in Wardha district of Maharashtra. He died on 15th November 1982 after refusing food and medicine for a few days by accepting Samadhi Maran, Santara, as described in Jainism. The then Prime Minister of India, Indira Gandhi, who was visiting Moscow to attend the funeral of Soviet leader Leonid Brezhnev, cut short her visit to be at the Bhave's funeral. With these brief details about Vinoba Bhave, now I would like to introduce today's our guest speaker, Professor Rajdeep Manwani. I would like to say a few words about Rajdeep Manwani. He is working as a professor and coordinator in the Department of Commerce at Jain University and is a triple postgraduate and a PhD, having completed his MCom, MBA, and MPhil, and also a doctorate in commerce on the topic strategic evaluation of training in commercial banks. He secured the gold medal for topping both the MCom and MPhil examinations in Mysore University. He is the recipient of the National Award as Role Model for Empowerment of Persons with Disability from the Honorable President of India in December 2013. He is also the recipient of the Special Award given by the Chief Minister of Karnataka in the year 2011 and the State Award for Excellence given by the Government of Karnataka in the year 2015. An eloquent speaker, he has won several debates and was adjudged the best speaker in the international tape speech competition held by Toastmasters International in 2008. He holds the record of being adjudged the best impromptu speaker for 5 years in India and Sri Lanka for the years 2008, 2009, 2010, 2012, and 2015. He has been awarded the Distinguished Toastmaster, the highest award in Toastmasters International. He also received the Rotary Award for Occasional Service in Education, the Extraordinary Pathfinder Award by Rotary International, the Positive Health Hero Award given by Dr. Batra's Clinic and Bajaj Auto, and the GCS Foundation of Transformational Leadership Innovative Teaching Award in May 2018 and the Guru Shrestha Award in the year 2019. He has been a featured TEDx speaker and has hosted several training programs, given motivational speeches, and held management talk shows on radio. He is a regular speaker to the senior management and leadership of several companies like Bosch, Wipro, HP, and Intel, and is a part of the elite panel of speakers for several leadership and management firms. He also done workshop on humor, public speaking, inspiration, and inclusion in several colleges and companies. He is an avid quizzer and was the quiz master in several inter-school and inter-collegiate competitions. He has published several research articles and made several paper presentations on education and management in national and international seminars. He has trained, motivated, and mentored over 21,500 students and executives over a span of 22 years and received excellent rating from his corporate and educational clients, which include Britannia, SBI, Pantaloon Retail, Wipro, and Kotak Life. And finally, he firmly believes in the motto of his life, touching lives, making a difference. And I would also like to share that last year I had the opportunity to attend Professor Rajdeep Manwani's talk at the same induction program at NIT Andhra Pradesh. I thoroughly enjoyed your session, sir. I hope the students attending your lecture will also be enjoying. And with this brief introduction about you, I would like to give the session to hand over the session to you, sir. Please go ahead.
Thank you so much, Rajshekar sir, for that wonderful introduction. Thank you, Viresh sir, for calling me again. It's an absolute pleasure coming to NIT one more time. Although now in the virtual mode, I'm absolutely delighted and thrilled. And I always feel nervous because NIT students are really intelligent. So there was a teacher who once went into a class, and there was a student sitting in the front row. So the teacher asked the student, uh, New Year is coming, January 1st. If God appeared in front of you and asked you for a wish, what would you ask for? So the student smiled at the teacher and said, Madam, I'll definitely ask for the latest iPhone 12 Pro Max. Madam, I'll definitely ask for a brand new laptop, the best laptop, Dell. I'll definitely ask for a new bike. So the teacher was a little upset and she said, what's wrong with you? If God appeared in front of you, why will you ask for laptop? Why will you ask for mobile phone? Why will you ask for a bike? You should be asking for wisdom. You should be asking for courage. You should be asking for talent. The boy smiled at the teacher and said, Madam, you ask what you don't have, I'll ask what I don't have. So the same situation is there with me also, with all of you. All of you all are intelligent. I'm feeling like that teacher who's trying to teach something to you all, and you all have cleared the exam, come through this far. All of you all, congratulations for joining NIT, and I think so it's a great privilege to be a part of NIT Andhra, and I think so you all will make the institution proud. Also, I want to talk about an unsung hero, because when Vinoba Bhave's introduction was going on, I am reminded of another unsung hero, because we forget some unsung heroes whose even name doesn't come up. So this was in 2002. It was around January 7th, 2002. There was this lieutenant named Triveni Singh. And Lieutenant Triveni Singh was actually posted in Kargil, but he was on his way back to his hometown in Punjab, Pathankot, for a very special occasion. So, as he had gone down, he had taken the train from the remote areas, and he had just got down at the Jammu station when the train had stopped on the way to Pathankot. And at that time, he got a call. And as soon as he got the call, he picked up the call, and it was his general officer commanding in the Jammu region. And he said, Triveni Singh, you're on the station, isn't? He said, yes, sir, I'm on the station. He said, please immediately take duty. I know you're on leave, but you have to take on duty immediately. He said, what happened, sir? He said, on the very same station, Jammu station, where you have got down, on the other side of the station, on another platform, two terrorists are indiscriminately firing, and you have to do something immediately. Lieutenant Triveni Singh immediately checked his pocket, and he found that his revolver was there. He ran without even thinking anything, and he jumped across the railway lines. A train just passed and he just went through it. He jumped to the other platform, and there he heard indiscriminate firing of bullets. As he looked around, he found that 3 railway police personnel and nearly 5 individuals had been massacred. He pulled out his revolver and took aim. He hit the first shot, and one of the terrorists out of the 2 was hit on the head and he died. The second terrorist saw this, and he turned around and he lobbed a grenade at Lieutenant Triveni Singh. The grenade found the mark. Immediately, the grenade exploded, and Lieutenant Triveni Singh's legs were blown off. His legs were only burnt stumps of flesh. He collapsed. The terrorist didn't give up. He fired again, and this time the left hand of Triveni Singh was immobilized. It was bleeding badly. The terrorist thought he had done enough, and he was about to move away when Triveni Singh mustered all the strength he had. He pulled out the revolver and he shot at that terrorist. The bullet found its mark. The terrorist collapsed and he died. Lieutenant Triveni Singh was in immense pain. But even in that immense pain, he put his right hand in his pocket and he found that his mobile was working. He pressed the redial button and he got the phone of his general officer commanding and he said, "Sir, mission accomplished." After he said that, he kept the mobile back. Whatever little stumps of flesh were there, he pulled himself up, saluted the Indian flag at the railway station and said, "Jai Mata Di, Jai Bharat Mata." And he saluted the Indian flag and he collapsed and he died. The special occasion for which Lieutenant Triveni Singh was going back to his native place, Pathankot in Punjab, was his marriage. His marriage fire had become his funeral pyre. And we have so many such great unsung heroes in this world, in our country, whom we have forgotten. They have given their liberty so that we can live properly. They have given away their souls so that we can live satisfied in our country. So let us salute those unsung heroes. Let us give a big thumbs up to those unsung heroes who have done so much for our country, guarded our country, protected our country from all these people for such a long time. So as Rajsekhar sir was telling, I was feeling that we should acknowledge all these unsung heroes whose names don't even come up. Now coming to the topic. Now you have to understand one thing. I will not be able to see anything which is there in your chat box because I am visually impaired. So if there is anything which you'll have to do, you all will put the chat box. Either Viresh sir or Rajsekhar sir will read it out to me. That will be a little later. But for the time being, the topic which we had discussed is personal mastery, and I discussed this in the last session also. So there's a very famous institute in Boston in USA called the Arthur C. Blank Institute of Entrepreneurship and Management. And this institute conducted a survey among some of the greatest leaders and entrepreneurs in the country. They did an amazing survey of over 9 years where they surveyed some of the greatest entrepreneurs, whether it was Ratan Tata, whether it was Michael Dell, whether it was Steve Jobs. And they also surveyed some leaders like Nelson Mandela, etc. And this survey was done for around 9 years. And they wanted to find out what is that one trait which prevents a person from becoming a master, from becoming successful, from becoming an achiever in life. Because there are so many surveys which tell you what are the good qualities of a leader, what are the good qualities of a manager, what are the good qualities of an entrepreneur. But there is no survey which tells you what you shouldn't do at least. What should be that one attribute which prevents a person from coming down in life. And after the survey of around 9 years, they came to a very, very logical conclusion that there is one trait, one emotion, one attribute which prevents a person from becoming successful or becoming a master in life. So I'm not going to tell you the trait straight away. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you a small story and I'm going to follow it up with statistics. Based on that story and based on the statistics, and that will also connect to the story of the unsung hero. What is that one trait which a person must possess, which a person must not possess in order to be successful in life? So let's start off with that story. When I was in college, I was doing my Bachelor of Commerce in Bangalore, and I was a part of this extracurricular co-curricular activity called NSS. I think so when you all join your NIT, you all will have something called as NSS. NSS stands for National Service Scheme, where you enroll in this. It's a Government of India initiative where you enroll and then you can do some social work. So we were a very active NSS team, National Service Scheme, in our college, and we used to do very good work. We had cleaned up some heritage sites. We had done some blood donation camps. And there was one activity where we had to go for 2.5, 3 days to the outskirts of Bangalore. In the outskirts of Bangalore, there was a cluster of villages in a place called Devanahalli. Now the airport has come up. But in those days, there was this cluster of villages when I was there many years back. And we had to go there and we had to teach sanitation to those villagers over there. So we left on a Friday morning. We reached there by Friday afternoon. And the area was so backward that there was no pakka residential structure there at all. So we had to pitch in tents. So we all pitched in tents. And after we pitched in tents, we went and we were around 40 boys. We had around 3 teachers with us. We went around that village, and the first day we met the sarpanches and the village heads, and we did a road show on sanitation. So Friday went off like that. We lit a bonfire. We had fun. The next day, Saturday, we constructed around 3 man-made toilets. We constructed 3 man-made toilets. We told them how to use it, and we did everything proper. And that day we were very tired, and we came back. We had our Maggie and we put the bonfire, and this was many years back. This was around 25 years back, okay, 25, 26 years back. So you should understand that quite a long time back. So we sat over there and we very sleepy, so we went off to our tents. So once we went to our tents, there was this suddenly in the middle of the night, around 2 o'clock, 2:30, we heard a lot of commotion outside our tent, and we were very upset. So we thought we'll get up, but we were so tired we didn't get up. And there was one boy who came in. He opened the tent and he said, "All of you come out, all of you come out." We said, "What happened?" He told that Hindi teacher who had come right to with us. We told, yeah. He told that Hindi teacher has been bitten by a snake. And we were all worried. We ran out. And true to what our friend was saying, we saw our Hindi teacher lying down there, turning completely blue. You all know, you all have done biology, that when a person is bitten by a snake, there are 2 types of poison. One type of poison which affects the heart, which prevents the heart circulation. And this man, our Hindi teacher, was turning blue because of lack of blood circulation. And he was also breathing very quickly. All of you all know physiology and science that when a person is under tremendous stress, his breaths become very shallow. He breathes very quickly. That's why they tell you always when you're writing your exam or when you're under state of test, always take a deep breath and take the breath to your belly and always release that breath. Your exhalation should always be more than your inhalation, and that's the guaranteed way of reducing stress. Breathe through your nose, take a deep breath, but if you're in tension, you'll find that the first thing which gets affected is your breath, and you start breathing your breathing becomes shallow, it becomes irregular. And the way to control is by taking it a deep breath and regulating your breath, and you'll find that you'll calm down immediately. He was breathing very quickly. Both air and water are natural stress relievers. Even if you're under tension, next time, take a glass of water and just keep sipping it a little bit. You'll find that the stress comes down. So this was really scary. In those days, there were no mobile phones, so we couldn't call a doctor. The nearest hospital was around 40 kilometers away. I told you it was a very remote area. So we told one of our friends who had brought his bike, take the bike and call the doctor immediately. But we were sure that our Hindi teacher may not be able to survive because we thought it will take 1 hour to go, 2 hours to get the doctor. Even if the best case scenario, it will take 2.5 to 3 hours. And we didn't know whether our teacher will survive or not. But anyway, the boy went off quickly in his motorbike. There was one student who was very, very close to our Hindi teacher. And he immediately came up and he asked, where did sir get bitten by the snake? He used to like the Hindi teacher a lot. They both were like friends, more than student and teacher. So immediately one of the students told, see that tree over there, no? He was bitten by the tree over there. So the boy went over there, and fortunately or unfortunately, he saw the snake. And he was so upset that his favorite teacher had been bitten by a snake. He turned around here and there. And I told you we had constructed temporary tents. Because we had constructed temporary tents, there was this iron rod lying here and there to pitch the tent. He saw one iron rod and he immediately picked up the iron rod and he started hitting the snake. He kept on hitting the snake for at least 5 minutes till he was convinced the snake was dead. Even after that, he did not relent. He took his shoes and he started trampling upon the snake, and he kept trampling upon the snake till he was completely convinced that the snake was dead. After that, he bent down and he picked up the snake. As he picked up the snake, he screamed, "Oh my God, this is not a snake. This is only a rope." That's okay. But the Hindi teacher who was lying down there, even he jumped up. He said, "Oh, it was a rope. I thought I was bitten by a snake." And that Hindi teacher, who till 5 minutes back was turning blue, he was breathing so fast, suddenly from blue it became light blue, white, pink, all the colors started coming back. He said, "But I thought I was bitten by a snake." That boy told, "Sir, what's wrong with you? There was one nail at the end of the rope. That nail has scratched you. And you thought you had been bitten by a snake." Anyway, the doctor came after around 2-3 hours. We didn't want to take a risk, so we showed our Hindi teacher to the doctor. The doctor was very angry with us. He said, "What's wrong with you? This does not even require first aid." We paid him 100-200 rupees and we sent him off. But the most amazing thing was, when the Hindi teacher thought he was bitten by a snake, he was acting very abnormally. But as soon as he came to know that he wasn't bitten by a snake, everything became so normal. This is the first story. Now I'm going to give you some statistics. There is a very famous institute in Bangalore called NIMHANS. NIMHANS stands for National Institute of Mental Health and Neurosciences. Okay, it is one of the most pioneering institute in the field of psychology, mental health, psychiatry, which treats people who have any sort of mental problems, and they do also a lot of research on human well-being and mental well-being. They had published an article several years back, and there was a very interesting, very interesting thing which was mentioned in that particular article. In that article, it was mentioned that, did you know that 67% of all people who die in a flood or a tsunami do not die because they cannot swim? Then why do they die? They die because they think they have lost their near and dear ones. Therefore, they give up the urge to swim and they lose their life. 67%, 2 out of 3 people who die in a flood, whether it's in Uttarakhand, whether it's in Kaveri or it's in Tungabhadra, any of these rivers, if there's a flood, if the people die, it's not because they can't swim. Then why are they dying? They think, "Oh my God, I've lost my husband. How will I live? Oh my God, I've lost my son. What's the point of living in life?" And because they do not want, they cannot imagine a life without their near and dear ones, they actually give up their life by not swimming. Did you know that 33% of all suicide cases do not happen because of a real life problem? It happens because the person thinks he's going to face a future calamity. 1 out of every 3 people who hangs themselves on a fan, or who comes under a train, or who jumps off from a building, do not die because they think that they have a problem now. They think they are going to have a problem after 6 months. A farmer will commit suicide because he thinks after 6 months I cannot repay my debt. And there's no point like that. A person, an actor, can commit suicide. Recently it happened, right? Some 3 months back. An actor committed suicide. He had 8 crores in his bank account, but even then he committed suicide because he thought that he's not going to get work for the next 1 year. So you can understand that what I'm talking about is one of the most dangerous Emotions, one of the most dangerous characteristic which prevents you from achieving success. I told you the story of that man, our Hindi teacher. I told you some statistics. Based on the statistics, based on that particular incident of my college, can you all type in the chat box, what is that one emotion which prevents a person from getting success? Viresh sir or Rashika sir, you can read out their answer, sir, if they are there. Are you all there, sir?
1 second, sir. Fear of failure, overconfidence, anxiety, fear of future, stress, fear, lack of self-belief, losing confidence, negative thoughts,
Very good. Nice comments. Good.
negative thinking,
Uh,
mindset, fear, feeling lost, again mindset, negative mindset, bad hope.
Sir, you had some session on mindset or something?
I think we had, yes, sir, we had.
So you're getting answer like that. Okay.
Oh, it was totally, they gave, I mean, there were 2 sessions. Again, we are getting one more.
The answer is fear. Most of you all gave it right. The answer is fear. If there is one emotion which can actually damage you completely, which can create a lot of tension in your life, which can cause havoc in your life, it is this one emotion called fear. Let me tell you, you all might have experienced fear. Remember when you were writing your entrance test for NIT? How much scared you were, my God, I don't know if I will do well or I won't do well. You'll be, and especially when you're writing your second PUC or 12th standard exams, and especially if the paper is very difficult, maths paper. Remember how many times you'll be thinking, oh my God, whether I will do well or not. In fact, if you look at the definition of the word fear, in the Webster's dictionary, it is mentioned as a feeling of agitation or anxiety caused by the presence of danger. Leave the definition. Let's move to another point. It is not the definition which is important, but the letters of the word fear which is important. FEAR stands for false evidence appearing real or fantasized experience appearing real. You all have this false evidence. Was my Hindi teacher actually bitten by the snake? No. But there was this false evidence that he's bitten and he started panicking. Is it possible that a person who's lost his near and dear ones, even if he's lost it, there's no proof, because in a flood you don't know, that he'll not be able to live his life in a normal manner? Nothing of that sort. Is it guaranteed that if there is going to be a future problem in the next 6 months, a farmer may have to pay his debt? Might be the government will cancel the debt. So all fear is nothing but false evidence appearing real, fantasized experience appearing real. And you have experienced this, as I told you, when you're writing a maths exam for your 12th standard, you have this false evidence. Some person will tell you, oh, a paper is going to be tough. And you'll start panicking. Even before the exam has come, you'll start panicking. You'll start getting worried. And there'll be some idiot who will come before the exam and he'll say, hey, you studied this, sir. This is going to come for the exam, man. As if his grandfather has set the paper. He will act like that and you will get panicky, and before the exam, your hand will start shaking, your legs will start, your knees will start jiggling. You will start feeling so worried. And then most tension comes after you've written the exam, you'll start discussing the paper with your friends. That's the worst thing to do in your life. You'll say, hey, you know, for this sum, my answer was 25. You'll say, oh, my answer was 420. And you'll start getting worried, oh, I did my sum wrong. He's won 420. And you will get all sorts of rubbish in your mind. And because you are discussing your paper and there is nothing to do with it. Now the paper is over, the paper is over. There's no point in getting worried. There's no point of getting scared, because there is no university in the world which will allow you to go back after the exam is written to go and rewrite your exam. Is it? Is there any point discussing your exam answers? But you will get so scared. And because you are getting scared, the remaining exams won't go well. And then there is a bigger problem. When your results have to come out 1 month or 1 week before the exam results come out, or 1 week before the results of NIT are announced, or 1 week before the results of your PUC are announced, or 12th is announced, all of you will get worried. Oh my God, whether I'll pass, how I'll do, whether I'll do well. Now, whatever you have done, you'll get the marks. By worrying or by getting scared, will your marks change? You will go to all the temples in your city, or you'll go to your church or your mosque and you'll pray as if God is one ATM that if you pray, He'll give you more marks. Nothing happens like that. Correct or no? God will always work when you work. Isn't it? I always remember there's a beautiful quotation. When you give your best, God will do the rest. But if you do not give your best, God will take rest. So unless you put in your best, there's nothing, but you'll get scared. And you'll go and you'll put in that Hundi in Tirupati, you'll put 500 rupees, 1000 rupees, you think God will give you more marks. Nothing will happen, but you'll get very, very scared. Even after your internship here in NIT after 1 or 2 years, now you all will get scared. What will happen? Coronavirus will come, it will go, no problem. Nothing is going to happen. In fact, those people who get scared are the more likely to suffer more severe infections and die. In fact, out of the approximately, I think so, 1.5, 2 lakh people who have died in India, I was reading an ICMR report which said that nearly 65% of them had some sort of stress related problem, psychosomatic fear. Oh my God, I'm going to get lung infection. Nothing, it's one cough and cold, it will go. But you will take so much tension, correct? 1.5 lakh people have died out of 130 crore people in our country. That is 0.001%. 99.999% are safe. Then you will take so much tension. All this is because of fear. But all this is because of fear. In fact, the difference between greatness and anonymity, those people have become great in life and those people have remained ordinary in life, is this one thing called fear. You know that? All of you know that the inventor of the telephone was Alexander Graham Bell. Very good. But did you know that there were two scientists, Elisha Gray and Antonio Meucci, who had developed the prototype of the telephone much before Graham Bell? But they both were scared. Antonio Meucci was an Italian American scientist who said, if I go and register my patent, I have to pay $150. And if the patent doesn't work, I will lose all my money. He was scared of losing money. He did not register his patent. Elisha Gray was a very famous scientist in the US, and he said, if I register my patent and it doesn't work, people will laugh at me. It will be a loss of face. He did not register his patent. Alexander Graham Bell was a brave man. Do you know one thing? Alexander Graham Bell's mother was deaf and dumb, so he used to teach in a deaf and dumb school. And there he fell in love with a deaf and dumb girl. This is in the 1870s, okay, where equality, disability wasn't considered very great. And he told, I'm going to marry this girl. And everybody told, how will you marry a deaf and dumb girl? You're so able-bodied. This is all nonsense. You cannot do that. He went against society. He wasn't scared. He said, if I love her, I'll marry her. He married a girl who was deaf and dumb. And do you know one more thing? He said, after the invention of the telephone, the only regret I have is that my family members cannot converse with my invention, because both his mother and his wife could not speak, could not hear. Alexander Graham Bell was not scared of losing money. He was not scared of society. He was not scared of losing reputation. And today, we still remember Graham Bell. In fact, the company which he founded 150 years today is still going strong. AT&T. Have you heard of AT&T? American Telegraph and Telephone Company. The company which he founded was founded on the basis of courage. And it's still running. Bell Laboratories, which he founded, is still running. And in fact, AT&T is the Fortune 500 company. It's in the top 500 companies which make the maximum profit and revenue. Who invented the aeroplane? Wright brothers. Orville Wright and Wilbur Wright. But did you know that there was a person called Samuel Pierpont Langley who had developed the prototype of the telephone, of the aeroplane, much before the Wright brothers. But even he was scared. What was he scared of? You all only type in the type box and let me know. It is just see.
Tell me.
What are they typing anything in the chat box?
No, as of now.
I asked you a question that the Wright brothers, there was a person called Samuel Pierpont Langley who had developed the prototype of the aeroplane much before Wright brothers. What do you think he was scared of?
Death.
You can write.
Death.
Death.
Pressure. Okay. Fear of height, death.
Okay. Very good. I'll tell you the answer.
Position and fame, fear of death, because Lord Kevin, social image, fear of death, losing fame.
All of them are. Okay. You know, all of y'all listen carefully. All children, y'all will face the same fear after 10 years. He was scared of his wife. His wife used to torture him. He used to tell him, hey Samuel, if you go up and you fly and if you fall down, what will happen to our children? What will happen to me? And he got so scared of his wife that he refused to experiment on his own invention. Wright brothers were very, very brave. Do you know that? The Wright brothers were ridiculed. They were made fun of. They fell down from their invention 2 or 3 times and they got injured.
Sir, one small, sorry.
Yeah.
There is some background, this thing coming. Ask them to close the door, sir.
Just on it, I'll ask them. Pratyush, just close the door. There's a lot of noise.
Marriage, something is going on.
I'm just telling my son to close the door. Let's see. I'll only go and see. Just close the door.
Now it is better.
That's better. There is some marriage happening in my house.
Okay, you can continue, sir.
Yeah. There's a lot of marriages, lot of childbirth is happening during this Corona period. In Bangalore, the childbirth rate has increased by 50% from December, January.
Oh.
Corona. Work from home. I don't know what they're doing at home. Okay. So, there's a lot of finance. Okay, let's come to the point. So what has happened is he was scared of his wife, and because he was scared of his wife, he did not experiment with his own invention. And who experimented? Wright brothers. You know, Wright brothers' father was a person called Bishop Wright, who was actually a priest in a church, and he went and told his children, according to the scriptures, flying is reserved only for people who are angels or birds, and you have no right to interfere with God. So please give up your ambition or leave the house. And they had to leave their house, but they didn't get scared. And in 1902, the first flight took off, all because these two boys were not scared. So what I'm trying to tell you is the difference between greatness and anonymity is this one thing called fear. Now I've told you so much about fear, but if I don't tell you how to resolve fear, how will it work? So let me tell you what you should do to overcome your fear. Now to overcome your fear, I'm not going to tell you something directly. I'm going to tell you a story which happened with me when I was in my 8th standard. Now you have to understand one thing. When I was in my 8th standard, I could see properly. I lost my eyesight only at the end of my 8th standard. So till the beginning of my 8th standard, when this episode happened, I was normal. So one day I was sitting in class and my teacher came up, my English teacher came up, Mrs. Sequeira, and she came and she told me, Rajdeep, will you take part in the inter-house debate competition? All of you all know in your schools, if you have studied till 12th or if you have studied till 10th, you will have houses, right? Red house, green house, blue house, yellow house. I was in a house which was yellow and white. We had double colored houses, okay, yellow and white, blue and grey. So we had multicolored houses. So I was in a house which was yellow technically yellow house. So I told yes ma'am, yes ma'am. You know, when the teacher tells you, you can't say no. But as soon as I went home, I started realizing that I had done such a big mistake, because I had never taken part in a debate competition before. I'd never taken part in a debate competition before, and I was very scared. The reason why my teacher had requested me to take part in the debate competition was I was very good at studies. I used to always get 95% and above, and I have a loud voice. So she thought this boy will do well as a speaker. But that whole week I was so scared. The debate was the next week. I couldn't eat properly. I was very irritable. My parents used to tell me, "What's wrong with you?" I used to feel very, very upset. I didn't know what to do at all. I was really upset. And because I was really upset, I couldn't think at all. Anyway, after around 1 week, on Monday, they announced the topic for the debate competition. And the topic for the debate competition which was announced was, does the Indian police, you know what used to happen? They used to announce the debate topic 24 hours before. So 2:30 they announced the debate topic. Does the Indian police take care of the systems, or is the Indian police catering to the requirements of the public? That was the exact topic. Is the Indian police catering to the requirements of the public? And I had to speak for the Indian police. So I got even more scared. Because in Bangalore, I don't know how the police is in your place, but in Bangalore, they're amazing. If you're in a traffic police, if you're going and violating traffic laws, what do you think they'll do? Will they take you to jail? In Indian police, for boys, they'll tell you, hey, give 100 rupees, man. For girls, you have to smile nicely. Correct or no? And then they'll let you go. So we were really worried. Okay, I had to speak for that. And in those days, you remember, there was no net, there was no Instagram, there was no anything of that sort. So the only way in which you could refer was you had to go through books, you had to go through newspapers, you had to go through magazines. So basically, I went home, me, my mother, my sister, we all prepared. We went through some magazines, we went through some articles. And even after that, at the end, I prepared my debate, but I was so tense. Remember fear? So tense, so tense, so tense that what happened was that evening I got fever. My mother immediately took me to the doctor, correct? And the doctor told me, okay, open your mouth. You know, the doctor said, correct. So we opened our mouth, he took the thing and he told my mother, nothing is wrong with this fella. His body is warm, but his head and feet are cold. Don't worry, he doesn't have any infection. He's got tension. Give him one crocin and he'll be okay by tomorrow morning. And that evening, my mother gave me one crocin and she told me, go and sleep. But do you think I could sleep that night? No. Fear. I had some amazing dreams. One dream I had was that there was this, I forgot the debate and I'm running out of the hall and all the audience is running behind me. I had this dream that there was a dragon who's coming to attack me. And I had all these stupid dreams. And the next day morning, luckily my father had to go early to the office. So he left me to the school by around 7:30. Our assembly used to start by 7:55, 8 o'clock. So I reached school by 7:30. And the first thing which I did was I ran towards the staff room. As I ran towards the staff room, I went to the staff room and luckily for me, my house teacher, Mrs. Siquera, she was there. I went up to her and I told her, Madam, I am not going to take part in the debate competition. I'm not going to take part in the debate competition. What do you think my teacher did? If you were the teacher, what would you do? All of you all? Veeresh sir, you're there? Sir? Veeresh sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
scold, ask what happened, motivation, convince, motivation, I will give motivation, scold, student, complete, compelled to view. So fast, so many messages. Boost confidence,
Very
encouragement, no problem, slap,
clap,
hit,
clap, hit. Very good, sir. Very this thing. Non-violent students you have in
slap,
IIT.
slap. What
Slap,
happened?
sir. They're seeing my face and telling all this slap, slap. You be careful of these students, sir.
Shock, confidence.
Okay.
Feel, feel,
You know, I feel like slapping those people who are playing that music behind me, but what to do? Can't do anything.
true, sir. Yeah. Boost confidence. Yes, sir.
Okay. My teacher didn't do anything of that sort. She told me, Rajdev, please come and meet me in the tea break. And I was wondering why. Why did she tell me to come and meet her in the tea break? Because now it's 7:30, still 25 minutes are there for the assembly. The reason is very simple. That time I didn't know, but there is a very important concept in psychology called the principle of emotional flow. Now, what is this principle of emotional flow? I didn't know, but my teacher was a genius. The principle of emotional flow is a principle which tells you that if you are in a state of emotional high, if you are emotionally very charged, in that state, whatever you try and convince a person, that person will not listen. So, let's say your friend is very angry with you. You have not gone out for a movie with him. And if you try and call him up and speak to him, he won't make sense of it. Your parents are very angry with you. You try and convince your parents. At that time, it's not possible. Your teacher has got angry with you. If you try and convince them, they will never understand you. You have to wait till the emotion subsides. And once you wait till the emotion subsides, only then you can make sense. Remember this in life, students. It's very, very important. Because I know sometimes when your parents shout at you and you shout at them back, and then there is a big Ramayana at the house. One day, one father was shouting at his son. Parents have this very good habit of comparing, right? So one father was shouting at his son, "Hey, you idiot! You got only 60 in English. Look at your neighbor Anita, she got 95. You fool, you got only 15 in mathematics. Look at your neighbor Anita, she got 92. You mad fellow, you got only 49 in science. Look at your neighbor Anita, she got 93. That son got very angry. He looked at the father and said, looking at Anita only, I got all these marks. You're telling her to me to look at her again. What? So, emotional flow is very, very dangerous. So, next time you have a problem with your teacher or your parents or anything, just calm down at that particular point of time. Don't back answer. Wait for the emotion to subside. If both of y'all are in an emotional flow, you'll never understand what is happening. So anyway, my teacher told me to come back at 10:40 when we had the tea break. 10:40 to 11:10 we had the tea break. So I went at 10:40 to meet the teacher. And that time she asked me a simple question, Rajdeep, why don't you want to take part in the inter-house debate contest? Remember the debate is at 2:30. I told madam, I'm very scared. She told Rajdeep, are you scared because you haven't prepared, or are you scared because of the people in the audience? I told ma'am, I've prepared properly, but I'm scared because of the audience. She said, why? I told ma'am, there'll be 800 students, there'll be 50 teachers, all of them staring at me. I don't know how I'll do. She told me, Rajdeep, when you were small and when you were learning how to walk and when you fell down and when people laughed, did you get worried at any point of time? Or were you scared at that particular point of time? And I started scratching my head and I said, no, ma'am, if I fell down and people laughed, and if I wouldn't have learned walking, I wouldn't be standing in front of you. She said, Rajdeep, when you were small and you were playing cricket or football, and when you fell down on the ground while kicking the ball or while trying to field, and people laughed, did you leave the game and come out? Again, I scratched my head. I said, no, ma'am. I was more focused on the game. Why should I worry about people laughing? Because for me, the game was important. She told me something very important that day. She told me, Rajdeep, when you were small, You were only worried about what you thought of yourself. As you keep growing older, you start worrying about what other people think of you. Stop worrying about what other people think of you and start worrying about what you think of yourself, and that will help you to come out of fear. Stop worrying about what other people think of you and start worrying about what you think of yourself. I said, okay, ma'am, but I don't want to take part in the debate contest. What is this? Other people think of me, I think of myself. But my teacher didn't give up. She told me, Rajdeep, you know, every human being has 3 dimensions. I said, what? She told, yes. Every human being has 3 dimensions. I said, what are they, ma'am? She said, the 3 dimensions of human beings are looking good, feeling good, and being good. What is it? Looking good, feeling good, and being good. She told that dimension which gives you the maximum happiness and the maximum courage is being good. Remember when you were all small, all of us wanted to be good. I'm telling you all also. All of you wanted to be good. All of you wanted to help your neighbor, show him your homework. But then somebody shouted at you, don't show your homework. He'll get more marks, you'll get less marks. You wanted to share your tiffin with your friends. And then somebody shouted at you, don't share your tiffin. He'll become fat, you'll become thin. And that aspect of being good was taken away from you. That gave you the maximum happiness. That gave you the maximum courage. The second dimension of a human being is feeling good. All of us wanted to feel good when we were young. Remember? You want to run behind the butterflies. You want to put that paper boat in the gutter water. You want to dance in the rain. You want to roll on the grass. And that gave you so much happiness. You wanted to eat ice cream when it is cold. And that gave you maximum happiness. That gave you maximum courage. But even that aspect was taken away from you. Remember your parents, they started shouting, don't eat ice cream in the cold, you'll get pneumonia. Don't go out in the road without your slippers. Are you a beggar? Don't put that paper boat in that gutter water. Are you a gutter hero? And that aspect of feeling good was also taken away. What are you left with? Only one aspect, looking good. And she said, Rajdeep, stop wanting to look good and start wanting to feel good and be good. Stop wanting to look good and start wanting to feel good and be good. I said, that's okay, madam, but I don't want to take part in the debate contest. After that, she told me something which changed my life. She told me, Rajdeep, I am going to give you a 2-word mantra which will help you to overcome all your fears. I said, what, ma'am? She said, I'm going to give you a 2-word mantra. I said, what is the 2 words, ma'am? She said, the 2-word mantra which you have to remember, which will help you to overcome all your fears is, so what? I said, what do you mean by so what, ma'am? She said, when you laugh, you fear appearing a fool. So what? Fools have a lot of fun. When you cry, you fear appearing sentimental. So what? At least you let out your emotions. When you hope, you fear disappointment. So what? At least you saw the brighter side of life. When you try, you fear failure. So what? At least you made an attempt. But the greatest fear of all is the fear to risk nothing. For the person who risks nothing, does nothing, is nothing, and becomes nothing. I said, yes, ma'am. And those 2 words made a deep impact on my life. That day when I left the staff room, I kept saying, so what? If I don't win the debate, so what? At least I was chosen for the debate. If I forget my debate, so what? At least I tried my best. If people laugh at my debate, so what? At least I'm a source of entertainment. I kept saying, so what, so what, so what? I went for the debate in the evening. And over there also, I just said 2 words, so what? And I lost the debate. But after that, when the 2 words, so what, had become a part of my life, from my 9th standard onwards, till my college, till my post-graduation, I rarely lost a debate contest. Even when one of India's most notorious anchors who will scream at you, shout at you, India wants to know. I had gone to his show in Bombay, and in the break, when we were putting the makeup and he was talking to me, he told me, Rajdeep, it's very difficult to win in you in debate. We are discussing about the Persons with Disability Act. So remember the two magic words, so what? And I want you to learn these two words and make it a part of your life. Because most of the time we spend worrying about what other people think of us. We get scared of rejection. And because of that, the maximum fear comes in our life. I ask a question to you all, or your teacher asks a question to you in class. You know the answer, but you're scared. If I answer wrong, what will people think? What will my classmates think? And you don't answer. If you answer, the teacher says it's wrong. The students laugh. It's okay. You're rejected by a teacher. You're rejected by your students, by your classmates. But if you know the answer and you don't tell it, you're rejecting yourself. Which is worse? Rejecting yourself or being rejected by others? Rejecting yourself. And you keep rejecting yourself again and again, again and again, again and again. You want to go for a dance competition, you're scared about what people will think. You want to take part in a debate contest, you're scared of what people will think. You want to take part in a artificial intelligence contest, you get scared of what people think. In the robotics contest, you're scared whether your invention will work or not, whether robotics will work. And you keep rejecting yourself again and again and again. And it kills your self-esteem. It kills your capacity to become an entrepreneur. It kills your capacity to become a brave person who can take on life as it is. So remember the two words, so what? People will talk. Whatever you do, people will talk. Are you going to put a zip in anybody's mouth? You'll wear one dress. Somebody will say, hey, it looks so, hey, you're useless, man. And you won't wear that dress for the next 6 months. Why? He's the fashion guru of this universe or what? Are you stupid? You will give a presentation in class and somebody will say, hey, it didn't come out well. And you will stop going on stage and giving presentation. Are you mad? You have to tell the two words, so what? People will talk. I'm telling you, if you go and talk to a girl, they'll say, oh my God, he's loafer. If you don't talk to a girl, they'll say some problem with you. If you go and talk to your teacher, they'll say he's trying to muska the teacher. If you don't go and talk to your teacher, they'll say he's antisocial. He's not bothered about anything. Every time you talk, people will tell something or the other. There is an old movie of Rajesh Khanna in which there is a song, Kuch to log kahenge, logon ka kaam hai kehna, which simply means people have to talk, they will talk. And you will get upset because people will talking. So what? And people's opinion about you is not what you are, it's about what they are. Remember this in your life. People's opinion about you is not what you are, it's about what they are. Because they come from a background, they think in that way. And you will keep worrying about what people think of you and you will keep killing yourself. The greatest freedom you can gift yourself is say the two words, so what? All the time you're worrying about what other people are thinking of you. You'll put a post or a picture on Facebook and you'll keep worrying how many likes I've got, how many likes I've got. And you'll be worrying. Every time you're taking a picture nowadays, you're not taking a picture for your memory. You're taking a picture so that people will like your picture. Some people will put a photo of them eating one ice cream on Facebook. And you will put one comment, yummy, as if you tasted that ice cream. You're mad. For everything you want to put a Facebook post, for everything you want to put an Insta post. Went to toilet, yay, 1,000 likes. Came out from toilet, yay, water relief, 2,000 likes. All the time you're worried about Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, Twitter. And that time which you would have spent on social media, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, which you could have spent on learning a new language, learning a new instrument, doing something in science, your life would have changed. But no, you're worried about people's opinion. And the problem is not that. The problem is not only you are worried about what people are thinking of you, because you are worried about what people are thinking of you, you also start worrying about what others are doing in life. You are poking your nose in every small thing. Dhoni will retire, you will get worried. Somebody goes to a place in IPL, you keep cheering, you watch 4 hours of television, you're worried about what they are doing. They are getting 5 crores, 10 crores. They'll give you 1 paisa. You go and watch one movie 3, 4 times. Bahubali, how many times you watch? 3 times, 4 times. Prabhas is becoming richer. Rajmouli is becoming richer. What? They'll give you 1 paisa? No, no, sir, we need entertainment. Yes, you need entertainment. Once a week, you watch a movie. You'll watch one full web series, 20 episodes at one time. Nothing in your life is going to change. No, sir, we need social media. Yes, you need social media. 45 minutes a day is okay. But wasting 2 to 3 hours is a waste of time. No, sir, don't you think we should watch sport? Don't you think we should feel proud of India? Yes. You watch Indian cricket team go up to the World Cup semi-finals. You feel proud as an Indian. Great. You watch PV Sindhu go and win an Olympic silver. You feel proud as an Indian. Great. You see Mary Kom win an international gold medal. You feel proud as an Indian. Great. What I'm trying to tell you is, it's good to feel proud as an Indian, but it's better to do something where India becomes proud of you. It's good to feel proud as an Indian, but it's better to do something where India becomes proud of you. And India will never become proud of you if you keep worrying about what other people are thinking of you. So the magic word, what? I will express myself. Once I come back to my physical campus, I will take part in every event. I will go out and express myself. I will dance. I will take part in extracurricular activities. I'll answer the teachers in class. I will make full use of my 4 or 5 years at NIT without getting scared about what other people think of me, so that I can live a complete life. So just remember this very, very important 2 words, so what? And that can change your life. That can change your life. Just remember what I told you today. 1. And remember the story I told you in the beginning, Triveni Singh? Had he got scared, oh, I should get married. Oh, what will happen if I lose my life? Would he have sacrificed for the country? No. He said, so what? It doesn't matter if I lose my life, but I have to protect the life of my countrymen. All these great people, whether they're unsung heroes like Triveni Singh or sung heroes like Graham Bell and Wright brothers, all of them have overcome fear. The greatest cause for people losing their life in Corona, in any stress related activity, is fear. How do you overcome this fear? Remember important things. 1, there are 3 dimensions of human beings: looking good, feeling good, and being good. You should always concentrate on being good and feeling good rather than always looking good. 2nd, remember the 2 magic words, so what. 3rd, remember that what other people think of you is their opinion about themselves, and is not your opinion about yourself. What you think of yourself is more important than what other people think of you. Also remember the principle of emotional flow. Remember that when anybody is in a state of emotion, whatever you tell them at that particular point of time, it doesn't make sense to them. And most importantly, remember that you have to make India proud of you. It's good to feel proud as an Indian. And that will come when you tell those 2 magic words, so what. When I started off, I told you fear stands for false evidence appearing real. I want to tell you one more thing. Fear, change that definition of fear. Make it fear as face everything and rise, FEAR. And remember this very important statement. When you avoid fear, it grows. When you face fear, it goes. When you avoid fear, it grows. When you face fear, face everything and rise, it goes. So let's face fear and achieve personal mastery. Thank you so much. I'll open it up for questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor. Really, students are, one message is, what it says is, sir, we don't know how this 1 hour went on. Suddenly it gone. Very nice, wonderful. Thank you, sir. I'll hand it over to Dr. Rajashekar.
Sure. Dear students, lot of people tell us what should be done, what should not be done, but only when from certain people, whenever they say, those things directly go into our brain. Only few people. I'm pretty sure you all agree with me. So a lot of people say, what are those things we should be worried about and those we should not be worried about, right? And I would say it is another excellent speech yet again by Professor Rajdeep Manwani. I'm pretty sure a lot of students have enjoyed. Some of them even mentioned fantastic session out of all that we have till now, out of these 10 days. And also another participant mentioned that, sir, we will remember this for sure. Okay. Especially when you were talking about so what, he mentioned, sir, we will remember this for sure, right? uh, as I promised earlier, a lot of students enjoyed this session. I'm sure whatever he had spoken today, let us promise that we will remember those things and we will try to implement them in our life. Once again, Professor Rajdeep Manwani, thank you very much for your enlightening talk, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
Now the session. So there are a few questions from the students, sir. If you
Yeah, yeah. You can read it out to me, I will. Okay, and one statutory warning, don't use so what just for the sake of using it. Tomorrow your teacher will give you homework, you will say, so what? Tomorrow your father will tell you why you came late, so what? Somebody will ask you why you are not wearing the mask, so what? So what? So what is done with a clear intention of you overcoming your fear, not when somebody is trying to correct you or bring you to the right path, right? Somebody criticizes you for your presentation or if your dress or something, that time you have to say, so what? Don't use it as a blanket way to come out of trouble. Okay, so use it very responsibly so that you can overcome your fear. Got it?
Sir, a student asks, is it right to compare one student to the other?
I say that every one of y'all is born with a unique talent. Every one of y'all is born with a unique talent. So there is no point in comparing because see, what you can do, only you can do. What another person can do, only he can do. Correct or no? So, for example, there is a very famous uh, American psychologist called Howard Gardner. He's written a book called Creative Minds. And he says that, you know, in our education system, we have only two types of intelligence which is recognized. One is logical intelligence, your maths, reasoning, and one is linguistic intelligence, your language. But there are other intelligences also, musical intelligence, A.R. Rahman, Sonu Nigam, Shreya Ghoshal. They are very good at music, but they may not be good in that. And that is also well. There is kinesthetic intelligence, your hand body coordination, sports people, Sachin Tendulkar, Virat Kohli, your surgeons, they can move their hands deftly and do a heart surgery. They can move their wrists and get a boundary. Kinesthetic intelligence is there. Your what is that intelligence? Spatial intelligence. People who can draw, do graphs. Those people who are excellent designers, architects. I don't know if you all have architectural engineering here, sir. You all have, sir, in IT, Andhra.
No, sir. But
Okay.
in future, we are planning to have.
Yeah, yeah. So those people who become great architects, Lee Corbusier, cartoonists like R.K. Lakshman, they have spatial intelligence. Some people have interpersonal intelligence. They can connect well with people. If you have seen people, leaders like Nelson Mandela, Mahatma Gandhi, they just tell one word and the people listen to them. You feel comfortable with them. And there are people with intrapersonal intelligence, like, you know, Sri Ravi Shankar, who are very, very control over their emotions, Mother Teresa. So all these seven intelligences are found in you in one way or the other. Some will have more of logical intelligence since you all are in NIT, and some will have less of interpersonal. But that doesn't make you less. That never makes you less. If suppose a monkey tries to swim and a duck tries to climb a tree, will they be able to do it? A monkey is good in jumping from tree to tree, but if it tries to go into water, it will drown. A duck is good in the water, but if it tries to come and its feet will break. Each one of us is born with a unique talent. Remember that. Every one of us has uniqueness. So there is no point comparing. What you should do is, if you want to compare, look at the good attributes of somebody and try and appreciate it. Don't feel jealous. I always tell this. See, suppose somebody's got more marks than you. If you feel jealous, if you think against another person, that characteristic can never be yours. Oh, this fellow is very rich. Oh my God, so he's very rich and I'm poor. And these rich people are like that. Be sure if you're against another person, you will never become rich. Now, suppose there's a girl, she sees another girl, and there are a lot of boys talking to her. Oh, she smiles like that to all. That's why boys come. Be sure you will never get boyfriend. But if you convert that comparison into inspiration, and you say, "Oh my God, she smiles so amazing, man." And when you appreciate a person, you won't even realize after 15, 20 days, even you'll start smiling like that person. If you appreciate a person who's getting good marks or who speaks well, you will find that over a point of time, that characteristic becomes yours. That's why Mahatma Gandhi, in his entire career, right from 43 when he came to India till 79 when he died, he never spoke one word against the British. He said only, I want freedom, I want freedom, I want freedom. Anything you think against does not become. Mother Teresa was once asked, can you come for a rally against war? He said, I'll come for a rally for peace, but not against war. So start thinking for, don't start thinking against. Compare only with the thing as an inspiration, not with an inspiration of I am less and that person is more. So how do I pull that person down? And also remember that each one of us is unique. Each one is born with those 7 intelligence, either logical, linguistic, kinesthetic, musical, intrapersonal, interpersonal, or spatial. So remember that you are all born with some unique characteristic which only you have. And if you are unique, nobody else is like you. And because you are you, you can be the best yourself, but the second best somebody else. Remember that. So never, never worry about comparison. Okay?
Very nice. Sir, since a lot of students enjoyed this session, I would like to give chance to a lot of participants for asking their questions. So, with your permission, I have a few more questions. How to grow every day in life? A brief answer should be appreciated. Will be appreciated, sir.
I'm going to tell you how to grow every day in life. Brief answer will be appreciated. You don't want me.
In my, in order to accommodate a lot of questions now.
Okay, okay. Now, listen here. There is one practice which you should do every day to grow every day in life. And this practice has helped me a lot. It's called the practice of introspection. Every day before you sleep, go through your day and see what you have done well and what you have not done well. Let's say you did today, let's say I'll give you my example so that you understand. So let's say today I went to college and my students irritated me and I got angry. So that night I will come and tell myself, Rajdeep, you shouldn't have got angry. Okay, I'm repeating to myself, I shouldn't get. So I'm introspecting. The next day morning, when the student tries to irritate me, I diffuse it with humor. Because as soon as the student's trying to make me angry, I'm going to get angry with him. Then I'll say, yesterday night only you wrote, you got angry, right? So I'll control myself and I will diffuse it with humor. That same evening, I'll write, Rajdeep, very good. You diffused it with humor. That's very well done. Every day, make an inventory of your life, telling what you are good at, what you did well, what you didn't do well. This is the greatest way to grow. I'll tell you why. Because soon your weaknesses will become very aware to you and you will get rid of your weaknesses. And secondly, you will start appreciating your own self. So you will get a lot of self-esteem. And you know what will happen after 1 year, 1.5 years? When you do this repeatedly, something beautiful will happen. You will stop craving for appreciation from others because you know what you are good at, and you will stop getting affected by criticism. And that's a great liberation which you can give to yourself. You will not be worried because you know what you are good at and what you're not good at. If there is one self-help technique which can grow yourself every day and you should do, is introspection. Sit down every day at the end of the day for 15 minutes and go through your entire day and tell what you were good at and what you were improve, so that you can remove your weaknesses and appreciate your strengths. Okay.
Sir, the next question is how to boost one's own confidence?
The only way in which you can boost your confidence is by trying something which you have not done before. For example, you have not taken, you have not coded in computers. So start coding. So you know what happens is when you do something new every day, or if you take up something which you're either very average at or you've not done before, and when you complete it successfully, the amazing confidence boost you get is amazing. So, for example, you have never spoken in public. Now you come to college and you take part in a debate. Now you will shake, you'll tremble, but after you finish taking part in the debate, you'll say, wow, at least I did this before. Or do something which is very difficult to do. You have never trekked before. So let me trek before. I have never spoken to my teacher and asked him for a doubt. I get scared of teachers. Go and speak to your teacher. The more and more you put yourself in situations which you have not done before and situations in which you have been average and you want to excel and you feel uncomfortable doing, the more and more you will find that your confidence starts growing. So ask yourself this question: when was the last time I did something for the first time? When was the last time I did something for the first time? And when you do that on a continuous basis, you will find that your confidence will start growing automatically. Understand? Because you feel that you've accomplished something, right? You get that sense of accomplishment. I hadn't gone to speak, I went and spoke. I hadn't done this before, I went and did it. And putting yourself in that situation again and again will make you feel more and more confident. Okay.
Okay, sir. The next question is, why do people run away from their problems, in your opinion?
See, there are two opposing forces which pull a person. One is the desire of gain, and the second is the fear of loss. When the fear of loss is more than the desire for gain, he runs away from the problem. I have a problem. The problem is that I'm feeling very nervous and I cannot talk to girls. I had that problem. Desire of gain is I go and I talk to the girl and the girl will say, yes, thanks, good, oh, good, I'll make a new friend. Fear of loss is she'll slap me. So what will I do? I'll run away from the problem. I'll never speak to that girl because my fear of loss is greater than the desire for gain. So the greatest reason why people run away from problem, any problem you see in life, there are two forces which will always pull you in different directions. One is, should I gain? Haven't you seen that you pick up your phone to call your friend whom you fought with? The problem is that your friend hasn't spoken to you for 6 months. And you have to rectify the problem. But you're running away, you're avoiding him because you're getting scared. Suppose he shouts at you. But the desire of gain is if you call him up and if he tells yes, you all will become friends again. But you don't want to do that. You have a problem of financial issues. Correct or no? You have a problem with a financial issue. The desire of gain is I can go and ask for a loan from a bank. But the fear of loss is if that person rejects me, or if I don't do well, if I start a new business and it doesn't work. Every time, whenever your fear of loss is greater than the desire of gain, people run away from the problem. The whole point is to make the desire for gain stronger than the fear of loss. And then the people will face the problems rather than run away from the problem.
Okay, sir. Thank you. And the next question is, sir, how to keep our mental strength intact in this materialistic world?
Now, one thing I have a little problem with you telling in this materialistic world. What do you mean by materialistic world? And I must tell you this: children never ever get into this wrong belief system. And I'll address your problem once I come back to this. Never ever get into this issue of saying that we will not get material wealth or this world is materialistic, because it's because of materialism and because of people who are rich that the world is running. If we didn't have entrepreneurs like Reliance, Mukesh Ambani, Tata's, hundreds and lakhs of people wouldn't have got employment. It is because somebody donated that so many educational institutions, so many hospitals are running. So never develop that anti feeling towards materialism, because if you get that anti feeling, you will never become rich in life. Why can't I live my life with happiness as well as materialism? Why can't I live my life being rich? Because what money can do for you is much less than what money can do for others. You make 10 crores. Good. That 10 crores, with that 8 crores, you can develop your village from where you came, right? You can set up a school there. You can do something like that. Correct or no? So never ever have that feeling that materialism is bad. It's good. If money in the world is fixed, either the money comes to good people or it goes to bad people. If it goes to bad people, it leads to grenades, terrorism, prostitution. Do you want the money to go there, or do you want to come to your hand so that you can construct hospitals, educational institutions, vaccines? Lakhs and crores of people donated for the PM relief fund. That's why we could feed so many people in the pandemic. If they wouldn't have donated, what would have happened? You tell me. So materialistic is, remove that from your vocabulary first. Materialism, you should have this and that. You should have a spiritual and material life. It is not only spiritual. People, in fact, if you see, all the great spiritual places in the world are materialist. Do you think Vatican is poor? Do you think Tirupati is poor? Do you think Mecca is poor? No. All of them have achieved mental peace along, and they attract abundance. So you don't get into that rut that materialism is not good. Okay, so please, that belief system you should remove from your head once and for all. Correct or no? Second thing is, how do you achieve mental peace? Now, the problem with mental peace is there's two things. One, when you have a lot of emotions which are there, which are running in your body, you will find that your mind doesn't get stable. Correct or no? So you have the emotion, you have fear, you have anger, you have all this. Correct or no? And because of these emotional suppression, see, there are two things. When you suppress your emotions, it leads to a lot of mental trauma. So the best thing which you can do is express your emotions. Talk it out. And don't go and talk it out to your friends and tell them all bad words and all that. Get into a room and start doing this technique. There is a technique called gibberish. What is this gibberish? Talk like with lot of emotion and put this action as if it's coming out from your boss. Keep doing this gibberish. It's a very proven technique, as if all your emotions are coming out. Talk to yourself in this words which you don't understand with the utmost emotion for at least 5-10 minutes every day. If you're feeling mentally, you will feel that all those emotions will come out. Go and beat your pillow properly. Let your emotions come out. Once your emotions come out, all that bottled pressure will come out. As long as the bottled pressure comes out, you'll find that your mind will become calmer and calmer. And the second thing which I want to tell you is, you all had some session on my meditation and mindfulness.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now children, I don't know if I should be telling this, but I will tell this. This is also important, and I'm not going to keep it brief because this is really important for you all in life. See, what happens is, on a day-to-day basis, you will face a lot of mental stimuli. You will see hundreds of videos. Your eyes are getting strained. You're seeing all sorts of YouTube videos. Your ears, you're listening to a lot of music. You're touching so many things. Your smells are so much. Your five senses get strained. Hundreds. And for one sense, you might be knowing there are 1 trillion reactions which take place in your brain because of one sensory stimulus. Okay. Now, in case I want calmness, I have to give these five senses rest. You get rest while you sleep, but even then your brain is working. That's not the greatest rest. Now, the University of Leeds and several other universities across the world has said that one way of resting all your five senses is to sit in silence for at least 10-15 minutes every. I don't say 15 minutes, sit for at least half an hour every day in silence. You tell me all nonsense, sir. But you will know that when you sit in silence every day, what happens is you give your senses rest deliberately. Correct or no? And for want of a better word, we call it meditation. What is meditation? Your mental has like 20-30 things going on at the same time. Let's say you'll have come to NIT Andhra, you have that coronavirus, something going on, some farmers are striking. Let's say there are 30 screens going on in your brain. Will you be able to concentrate? Let's say 30 TV screens are going on. No. So what meditation does is, when you sit in silence, is they switch off the 30 screens and concentrate on one screen. That may be Japam. You'll say Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Or that might be in a Muslim, they have the tafsil or the rosary beads. Or some people, Buddhist, they concentrate on their breath as the breath is going on. So from 30 screens, you go to one screen. And from one screen, slowly you slip into no screen. And when you slip into no screen, that is when you get into silence, there is a tremendous calming effect on your mind. You might have seen that those people who regularly meditate never get sick. They have a sense of more mental being. The Dalai Lama used to say that if you have, and you'll say you don't have time to sit for 30 minutes, or how do we sit? Dalai Lama used to say, if you don't have time, if you have time, you should sit for 30 minutes. If you don't have time, you should sit for 1 hour in silence because you need it more. So try and cultivate this habit of sitting in silence. Start with 10 minutes, 5 minutes. Just start. Just make that attempt of sitting quietly. Your mind will keep loafing. It'll go here, it'll go here, it'll go there. Bring it back to that one screen. Either you bring it back to that Om Namah Shivaya bead, or it'll bring it back to your breath, or bring it back to your whatever it is. You will see that there is a tremendous calming effect. So one, express your emotions, do the gibberish exercise. Second, sit in silence for 10-15 minutes. A lot of mental well-being. And second thing is, mental well-being, spirituality and materialism are not opposite each other. You can achieve abundance as well as be spiritually rooted in life. Okay.
Thank you very much for the nice answer, sir. In fact, there are so many questions, but due to lack of time, I'm unable to ask them.
No problem.
But I would like to conclude the session just by asking two rapid fire questions.
Hmm.
Sir, who is your idol person?
I don't have one idol, sir. I draw inspiration from everybody.
Very
So
nice.
in the lockdown, the Rajshekhar sir, the way he conducted the session today also, I'm very happy. The way he laughed, the way Viresh sir has that interpersonal skill, I have ideal person. So many students asked questions. The way you all have taken the courage, I draw inspiration. For me, I draw inspiration from everybody. You won't know. When those people used to come to collect garbage in the pandemic time, and they used to blow whistle. I used to get inspired by them also. For me, I have no idol. I have people who inspire me on a daily basis. I have my son who inspires me, my teachers who inspire me. So I look at every situation, every person as an inspiration, and that's how you'll grow also. Okay.
Excellent answer, sir. Inspiration is around us. We just need to open our eyes and see.
Yes.
Yeah. And the next question, the last question, sir, it is from one of the students. What is the name of your student who you spoke about today?
Which student which you talked about?
Your teacher, sorry. What is the name of your teacher you spoke about today?
Mrs. Ruth Sequeira. Her name was Mrs. Ruth Sequeira. She used to teach me. She was in Pope House. I was in a school called Bishop Cotton Boys School in Bangalore, and she was teaching me at that particular point of time many years back. This was 1986. So she was my teacher, Mrs. Ruth Sequeira, who helped me in this journey when she told me. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, sir, once again for your excellent talk today. And also mainly for sharing your events that have changed your life and also impacted in a positive way.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And as also a lot of asking by students, we would like to be associated with you again in future events also, hopefully in person, not online but offline.
Definitely. I'd come last year.
Yes, sir.
I will definitely come next year when there won't be any pandemic, and I will definitely come and meet all of you.
We look forward to that.
Thank you.
Now I hand over this to Dr. Viresh Kumar, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, Viresh sir. So I will exit the meeting. Will you end it, sir?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, all students. God bless you all. Thank you very much. Thank
I'll
you.
make a couple of announcements to the students, sir.
I will exit, sir. I'll exit. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Uh, Student friends, afternoon session, it will be on Cisco WebEx. So I'll be sending you the new link. So you have to join by using that link. Afternoon, 3 o'clock, motivational speaker Ramakrishna Eduri will be there. And he's a fantastic speaker. Definitely you'll enjoy his session. It will be more of interactive session, something like what we had in the morning. But behave properly again and again. You people are making us feel very bad when the presentation is put up. You are drawing something, all these nonsense activities. Whoever is doing, please stop doing all those things. Okay, we can, I'm telling you, behave yourself, right? Don't force us to take action. If we can take action, it will be very bad on your part. Okay, we can take any action, but don't you know make us to take action, right? And evening we have one more session. Dr. Kartikeya Sharma, Associate Dean, Training and Placement, NIT Andhra Pradesh. He would be interacting with you in the evening, and he'll be telling you all the placement activities which were happened and which are happening on the campus. Okay, so two sessions are coming up today. Again, it will be, I repeat, you have to join through Cisco WebEx, and straight away I'll be sharing that link to you, brother. Okay, thank you. Stop recording.